It's tough. I mean, they're inconsolable in that locker room because it's certainly not the way they wanted to go out. Just wasn't our night. Obviously when you get stuck in a game that's played in the 50s, it's going to be very, very close. And then, a play here, a play there, you're out of luck. And I'll say this, just said it to Jim Donaldson, Corey Maynard took the last shot there. There's nobody I would have rather taken that last shot. It was a good, clean, open look for him. He's made so many big plays during his career at Bryant. He's played with so much character. He's played with so much toughness. He was the guy on the floor that made that steal late that got us the ball back with a chance to go ahead. It just again, who knows? It just wasn't our night, unfortunately. I feel for our seniors. I really do. They worked really hard to put themselves in this position, and it just didn't work out.
Why did the game play in the 50s?
I think we missed a lot of shots. I don't think it was a number of possessions. I mean, it still was I don't know, 50, 47. I mean, that's a decent number of possessions. There were very few free throws shot by either team. Weren't a lot of fouls called. I don't know. I mean, I thought we had a lot of balls rim out. I remember Diami late took a nice drive across the middle. Ball was on the rim. It didn't stay down. Alex had a move inside late where the ball was 3/4 in. It popped out. We had some good open looks we weren't able to put in the basket. Were we anxious? I don't know. I mean, sometimes there is an anxiety when you're the home team and you're having trouble finding your shot, and you usually need somebody to sort of pick you up. We had that nice run where we had to go and got up 11, and then we just couldn't sustain that. And what are you going to do? I mean, they played well. They came in here. I think it was a great game for fans. It was highly competitive. It was entertaining. It just didn't go our way at the end, and of course that's very disappointing.
The rebounding obviously was huge numbers.
Yeah.
Big kid at 18.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. I mean, he played. Give the kid the MVP of the game. He played great for them, and Garvin seemed a little green for this game. That's why he didn't play as much. He's a freshman, and this is a different kind of pressure when you get to tournament play. So we kept the guys on there that have been kind of consistent with us down the stretch here, and it's just one of those games. We needed to get a run at some point, and we just couldn't do it today. It just didn't happen for us, and I remember Dami had a nice look from 3 in the corner, and I thought it was going to look to me good from the side, and then it rimmed out. We've had a lot of balls like that we normally make that we didn't make, and to their credit, I thought they threw in some big shots. Number 14 hit a big 3 on the left side, and they made plays when they needed to. We needed to score more. It's very difficult. What did we score today? 54 points. That's just not us. We're a team that's consistently. Last game out, we were 82. That's more who we are than who we were tonight. So I don't know. It's a very disappointing I feel terrible for our seniors. I really do, especially Alex and Corey and Clay, guys that have really lived through the dog days of the transition to Division I. The guys, there are plenty of guys on that bench will have another opportunity next year, but this is it for those guys. So it's tough. They were inconsolable in the locker room, understandably so, and it's just too bad. We had the ball with 14 seconds to go that we couldn't have found a way to make a play, and it just wasn't to be.
Time like this is probably there's nothing to say, right? I imagine those guys.
No, you really can't say. What can you say? I mean, it obviously is very disappointing. To work so hard to get a home game. This was not easy to get a home game. We went through a lot to get to this point, and had a great crowd, and just didn't perform to the best of our abilities. It was the first half as well as the second half. We had 25 points. I don't think it was anything they did particularly defensively to bother us. I just thought, we just weren't making plays like we needed to. Guys had shots, couldn't finish, and you have a bad offensive night and you score in the 50s and you don't get to the free throw. But neither team got to the free throw. I thought the officials played it like a tournament game. They let guys play a little bit more physical than been throughout the year. And I get no complaints. I thought the fouls were reasonably even, and we just didn't step up like we needed to the moment. But I don't want it to take away from all that Corey and Alex and Clay have brought to the table over their time here. They've really helped make this transition a success to the point where we lose a tournament game. It's a big disappointment. A few years ago, it was a dream just to get in the tournament, let alone host a home game 2 years in a row. So we've got we are certainly the guys coming back are going to have plenty of motivation in terms of what they need to do to hopefully get back in the same position, but then take it a little bit further. But very disappointing for especially our seniors. I really feel badly for Alex and for Corey. Just a tough way to go out. Well, we played well last game. I thought we had a great game. We went on the road and won by 19 points, which anybody who follows college basketball knows how hard that is to do. You know, basketball, you just don't know. Some nights you run into a cold night where you just can't put the ball in the basket like you normally do. And I think there's a certain pressure that builds late when guys, you could feel them pressing a little bit in the timeout, and that's hard to get guys to, kind of relax and just make some plays. Really all we need a couple guys to loosen up and make a few shots, and then sometimes it blows right open for you, but we just couldn't shake them. It's unfortunate. And Alex had 3, so I had to kind of, rotate him in and out late just so he didn't get that fourth, because he got his third with about 17, 18 minutes to go. That was a little tricky. Maybe that kept him out of the flow a little bit. I was trying to do a situation where he would avoid picking up his fourth foul early. But look, you guys have all seen basketball. Some nights it's just a struggle like that, and some nights you still find a way to win, and other nights like tonight, it just gets away from you. But to their credit, even the play like they miss a free throw, we don't get the rebound. Basic fundamental play. It just didn't happen tonight. But again, I just feel terrible for Alex and Corey. They're crying their eyes out in the locker room. Clay, they put so much into this, and they really put us on the map as far as a Division I program in this state, and we expect to continue that. We expect it to continue to be a relevant program in the Northeast Conference and here in Rhode Island. And we've got some good young players that'll, have plenty of motivation going into next season. 18 wins is hard to do in Division I basketball. Very difficult to do that. And, again, I try to have some perspective after the game. There's no reason to get upset. This is it. This is the end. And I just feel badly. Again, I've said it a million times now for Alex and Corey and Clay. They gave us a lot. They really did. And hopefully as time goes on, they'll be able to look back and just see how much they really did accomplish for us.
Told these guys as we prepared for the game and the playoffs about the intensity and what it was going to take defensively, and the ability to rebound on the road. But it's so hard to simulate that in a practice experience, and especially with guys that haven't been to playoffs before at the collegiate level. And I thought our guys really responded to that challenge that we issued them, to be up to the intensity and to be able to make plays in a tough environment. What a great playoff atmosphere, a loud gym. Just proud of the way these guys respond. Bryant made a run there in the second half. Our guys didn't hang their heads. They're talking in the huddle the whole time. Stay together, stay together. And it came down to one stop and one rebound. And that's what it's going to take, to continue to move forward. Ronnie obviously had a tremendous game, and I thought everybody that played gave us great effort, and there was a focus and an intensity for 40 minutes.
Ronnie, do you remember ever playing a game like this at any level?
First, I want to start by saying it's just a blessing to be in this position, to play for this guy, and to be on a team with those guys that we have in this locker room. It's a blessing. I thank God for the opportunity. And then back to what you're saying, this place is the loudest place. I don't remember ever playing a game this loud with this much intensity. And that just goes to show what playoff basketball is all about. And we came out and held our own, and that's a statement win for us in this program and for Coach Krimmel.
How different is that locker room right now than right at the end of last year, at this time, at the end of a tough year last year, and to this year, just as far as how far these teams come?
It's amazing how far we have come with our chemistry, and that goes to credit Earl Brown, an amazing guy on and off the court, and he's our leader, and he keeps his team together, and that alone got us that win tonight.
Coming off the regular season matchup with these guys, did you come into this game with confidence? That was obviously a very competitive game, but you only played them once, and it was a while ago. Just talk about your mindset, kind of what you knew about Bryant.
You're right. We played them early in the conference season, so we knew coming in that we've grown as a team. We've gotten closer as a team, and our confidence is through the roof. And we came in confident into this game with just as much confidence as we would any other game.
What can this win do now for this team? Even just going into the next game and beyond, to one that's on the road and as a big step forward in addition to what.
It's a huge confidence booster, and the guys in that locker room, they're on cloud 9 right now. But the most important thing is we got to get back tomorrow. We got to work like we've been working all season and prepare for our game on Saturday.
Coach, a kind of the same question I asked Ronnie. Just what did you tell the guys coming in, and with the matchup, did you think it played favorably to you?
Coach O'Shea's done a tremendous job turning Bryant into one of the top programs in the Northeast Conference, and we knew it was going to be a tough game. They've got talented kids that have won a lot of games here in the last 2 years, and you know, it was about 2 months since we came up here last, and as Ronnie said, a completely different team from ours, and it's a big part of it is because of the guy that's sitting next to me. You know, he tore his meniscus late December, and the Bryant game was only his second game back from the surgery, and you know, it's I think he might have played 10 minutes in that game, but you know, so our rotation has changed a little bit, and you know, and the way we play, we had to adjust a few things when he went out because he's, you know, he was such an important piece to, you know, what we were building to, and we had a tough start to the year, and a lot of it was, you know, as we went into 2014, we're preparing for the Northeast Conference, and you know, with Ronnie getting hurt, it kind of set us back a little bit. But now, as he's healthy, it's allowed us to create a little bit of momentum and a rotation, and guys have settled into roles really since January.
Can you just talk about that last defensive stop?
Yeah. You know, at halftime, we told the guys that it was going to come down to defense and rebounding for 20 minutes. I thought we did a tremendous job in the first half. I think the numbers were like 19-9 on the glass. And, you know, our DER is something that we, you know, our defensive efficiency that we look at was, I think, a .95. It was under 1. And we challenged our guys to put back-to-back halves together. So I think it's very fitting that it came down to 1 stop and 1 rebound. And that's something we want to hang our hat on as a program is, you know, defend and rebound. And, you know, these guys have bought into that. And, you know, it's going to be a key moving forward. We got to be able to defend and rebound whoever we play.
Rob, he picks up his 4th foul with 8:39 left.
Yeah.
What's the thought at the time, and how remarkable is that he played that final 8:39, and he didn't change how he seemingly didn't change how he's playing when he finished. That's something the box will never show when you look at the numbers.
Right, and we looked up, and I think it might have been 49-41 at that point, you know, and the staff said, oh, that's his 4th, and at that point, I couldn't afford to take him out. You know, we had to let him ride, and he's such a smart kid. Not only a basketball court, but he's a PT student. So I knew that if there was anybody over there that could figure out that he had 4 fouls and to be able to, you know, to play smart, you know, he was the guy. And you know, Earl did a great job. Those 2 guys helping each other, and our guards, I thought, did a good job helping him out defensively. And we were able to steal a minute there and get him a quick breather. I think it was around, you know, 3 or 4 minute mark, and then obviously put him back in to finish the game. But that was huge. I mean, it's, you know, he obviously had a big game for us. We had to have him on the court at that point in order for us to get back in the game.